YouTube boy Riot G. Today we're gonna react to 10 stupid ways WWE spoiled their own results. Let's get right into the video. Well, luckily since we have an ad, at least we're on mute.
TV show, WWE goes out of its way to keep surprises hidden from its audience, despite the best efforts of those damned dirt sheets. God, I hate them so much. Sometimes it's not the so-called journalists who give the game away, but the company itself. These special moments were all meant to be kept under wraps until the biggest promotion in the world pulled back the curtain in the dumbest way possible. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 stupid ways WWE spoiled their own results.
Let's get right into the video.
Join us.
But first, when you need the best protection possible, who and for where there is no let me I can sell services would wear live events and where world an investment background the best deal to holic plan the video.
Episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix was a big deal. It marked the start of a bold new era for the company, and to mark this epic occasion, the night was packed with stars and surprises. As well as big matches like Roman Reigns vs Solo Sikoa and Seth Rollins vs CM Punk, the show also featured appearances from legends like The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker. That last one was meant to be a surprise until a few hours before the show started. As captured by various eagle-eyed fans, WWE accidentally flashed up images of The Undertaker rehearsing on the big screens outside the venue. You could argue that this wasn't too bad,
Wow.
because it was only spoiled for the fans in attendance, but if you don't think that these clips ended up on Twitter within minutes of it happening, then honestly, you're a mug, aren't you?
I don't even remember if I even caught this happening.
You mate. Number 9, AOP's return. Survivor Series 2023 will be remembered for two major superstars making their returns. Randy Orton made his long-awaited comeback from injury, joining the Anti-Judgment Day Alliance in the War Games main event. Then there's the small matter of CM Punk, who made his unannounced return to the company after 9 years away. As it turns out, though, another act returned at the event. Sort of. If you attended Survivor Series and paid what I'm assuming was an extortionate fee for an official program, you would have seen Akam and Razor's names on the roster list. Collectively known as AOP, originally the authors of Pain.
See, they probably did a little bit in NXT, but AOP, they didn't really do much in like the Raw roster. Because I know they had gotten released from the company.
Until they changed it for no good reason, Akam and Razor were both released from WWE in late 2020. They wouldn't make their return to TV until January of 2024, when they aligned themselves with Karrion Kross. So what did they do in this big return run? They lost at WrestleMania, did nothing, and then got fired again in early 2025. Number 8, the Women's Elimination Chamber. The 2024 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view emanated from the beautiful city of Perth, Australia, which explains why all the wrestlers were upside down during the show. Alongside Rhea Ripley defeating Nia Jax to a huge home country pop, the event also featured two classic Elimination Chamber matches, one for the men and one for the women. Fans who had been on WWE.com in the lead-up to the show would have known who was going to be in the women's match, as the page for the event accidentally told them. On the page previewing the match, which went live before any participants had been announced, a blurry graphic seemed to show
I gotta do better. I gotta do better with that.
Liv Morgan, Naomi, Jade Cargill, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. Whilst Lynch and Belair's involvement didn't come as a major surprise, the other four women in that graphic were perhaps not considered main event players at that time. Naomi had just returned to the company at the Royal Rumble, and Stratton had only recently been called up from NXT. When all was said and done, 5 of those 6 names ended up in the match, with Raquel Rodriguez replacing the injured Jade. Number 7, DX's reunion. In 2006, for the first time in almost 8 years, and after one tease in 2002, Shawn Michaels and Triple H reunited as the original core lineup of D-Generation X. It was really
My favorite tag team of all time.
Good, and they definitely didn't make everyone sick of them by making the same juvenile jokes every single week. The team had their first match back at the Vengeance pay-per-view, defeating the Spirit Squad in a...
There's other good tag teams out there. Man, the Spirit Squad. Dolph Ziggler. Remember when he started? A lot of people just don't know. A lot of these wrestlers start off
5-on-2 handicap match. This was announced on the June 12th episode of Monday Night Raw, but fans in Canada knew about it weeks before. On the website for the Canadian pay-per-view provider Viewer's Choice, an advert was put up promoting Vengeance almost 2 months ahead of the show. The very first line of the commercial revealed that DX were going to be reuniting at the event. They also called them the degenerates that started the Attitude Era, confirming that this press release was written by a certain P. Levesque. You could argue that this was Viewer's Choice's fault, not WWE's, but somebody had to have sent them that copy in the first place. Number 6, Bates UK title win. Oh, NXT UK. What a complete waste of time you were. The brand began in glorious fashion, a 2-day tournament in...
Y'all fans of NXT UK? I've never been really a fan of it. I mean, I like, what's his name, Pete Dunne?
Blackpool, crowning Tyler Bate as the first ever United Kingdom champion. Less than 6 years later, Bate lost to NXT champion Bron Breakker in a title unification match at Worlds Collide, becoming the final title holder in a nice full circle moment. This match was set up at NXT's Heatwave event on August 16th, 2022, where Bates made a surprise appearance to stare Breakker down, holding his title aloft to hint at a future belt-for-belt battle. This was a cool moment for sure, but there was just one problem. Technically, Bates hadn't won the championship yet. The young man from Dudley beat former mentor Trent Seven in a tournament final on July 7th. However, because NXT UK was taped in advance, the match didn't air until September 1st, 2 weeks after Bates appeared at Heatwave. Fans of NXT UK were truly outraged by this display. Just kidding, there weren't any fans of NXT UK. Number 5, Brian... Team WWE. SummerSlam 2010 was headlined by Team WWE versus Team Nexus, where the group of upstart youngsters defeated the
This is the time when I think Daniel Bryan had got fired and came back.
veterans to... No, I'm kidding. They were all beaten pretty much single-handedly by John Cena. The big shock on this night came when the good guys announced their mystery 7th member. It turned out to be Daniel Bryan, a former Nexus member who had been kicked out of the group shortly after their debut. In reality, he had been fired for choking Justin Roberts with a tie, but why let facts get in the way of a good story?
Yeah, he broke character, and him doing that is what led to that moment.
The Bryan return was a great swerve that really suited the story. It was so good that WWE's social media team couldn't keep it a secret for too long, as they accidentally posted about it a whole 30 minutes too early. 2010 wasn't 2025, so a lot fewer people were...
Hey, don't get me wrong though, 2010 was a good year of wrestling. Well, I don't know what the fans would say, but I kind of enjoyed it in a sense.
Chronically online, but those that were had arguably the biggest moment of the night ruined for no good reason. Number 4, Lesnar's Rumble victory. The 2022 Men's Royal Rumble, widely regarded as one of the worst Rumbles in history, was won by Brock Lesnar. The Beast entered at number 30 and eliminated 5 people in just over 2.5 minutes to punch his ticket to WrestleMania 38. This is where he would face Roman Reigns in a World Championship unification match, otherwise known as the most stupendous WrestleMania main event of all time. WWE, of course, hosted a kickoff panel prior to the event. The panelists were asked to give their thoughts on who would win the upcoming match. Booker T correctly predicted Lesnar, which made everybody sit up and take notice. That's because Lesnar hadn't been announced for the main event. In fact, he was defending his WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley, a match that he would lose following interference from the Tribal Chief. So, did the Hall of Famer
Comes back out there later on during the night for the World Rumble and wins it. Wow.
somehow have insider knowledge that he accidentally revealed? Was he just talking out of his arse? Well, dear viewer, this is Booker T, so literally anything is possible, I suppose. Number 3, Jericho's big comeback. Following a feud with John Cena in 2005, Chris Jericho took some time away from WWE to pursue other interests, like his band Fozzy and a potential acting career. Over 2 years later, a series of cryptic vignettes began playing on TV. They featured various lines of computer code containing hidden messages with references to the Bible and
What was this like? This was around what, 2007 or 2008?
and the phrase "Save Us." These video promos came to a head on the November 19th episode of Raw. Y2J made his triumphant return to confront WWE champion Randy Orton, promising to save WWE from his heelish reign in a shockingly brilliant moment. Well, it would have been shocking had it not been ruined by WWE Magazine of all things. The issue offered the real story behind Chris Jericho's shocking return, as well as promises that Randy Orton would get you dates and Chavo Guerrero.
I used to, I don't think they sell them anymore, but they used to have the WWE magazines and the gas stations and mostly in the grocery stores. They used to. Like, they got magazines still, but they don't have wrestling magazines. I haven't seen any.
Would open his sack. Unfortunately, it appeared on shelves too early, killing the surprise and completely ruining weeks of build-up. Number 2, Kofi Mania. After over a decade of consistently putting on great matches and working hard to perfect his craft and character, Kofi Kingston finally won the WWE Championship in an emotional match against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35. And WWE, God bless him, found a way to ruin it. When Bryan became champion, it marked a shift in his character towards his excellent Planet's Champion persona. As well as ranting about hot dogs and calling fans fickle, one of Bryan's main missions was to replace the belt with a decidedly more eco-friendly version. Cue this design, which actually...
The belt is not bad.
That looks way nicer than the old one. Wasn't Bryan meant to be a heel? Anyway, prior to the Mania match, WWE went out of its way to repeatedly show a plinth at ringside. On it was something covered with a black cloth, something suspiciously championship belt shaped. Following Kingston's win, Big E and Xavier Woods revealed the old title design was under the cloth. Sadly, everyone with functioning brain cells had already worked out that that's what it was, all but confirming that Kofi was going to win. Oh, and hey, also confirming the win, WWE Shop putting a Kofi Kingston WWE Championship t-shirt.
What you're telling me is they spoiled it? Y'all really think so? Tell me in the comments if I'm missing anything, because I didn't really know that.
For sale online hours beforehand. Great stuff. Number 1, the Mania 15 main event. WrestleMania 15 was a thoroughly average show that will be remembered for one match and one match only. Actually, no, make that 2 matches. This is the night where The Undertaker hanged Big Boss Man after all. The show climaxed with world champion The Rock defending against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not only was this the first Mania meeting between these two storied rivals, but it also marked the end of a months-long story of Austin going up against the Corporation, finally getting his own back against that wretched Mr. McMahon. Earlier in the evening, Michael Cole, who was filling in for Jim Ross on commentary, began promoting an upcoming special on the Home Shopping Network. This is where he
Well, that was 10 stupid ways WWE spoiled their own results. Subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming, stay tuned. And yeah, Uriah out.